Hi, I'm Brainerd Carey, Director of Praxis Center, and today I want to talk about one reason for filling out applications for grants and other things, especially ones that you don't get. And where this is coming from is a curator roundtable. We have them every week in Praxis Center, and there's different curators from all over the world talking about how to, get in touch with them, but also how they curate, how they choose artists for shows, where they discover artists, meet artists, and more. And so there was a curator on last week that was talking about a prize that she juries for her organization, and it was a very big prize, right? And we talked about how her organization worked and different methods of working with artists. And, there's organizations like hers all over the world, which are organizations. I mean, it's not her organization, she works for them, but organization that gives grants to artists, that gives funding to artists. And in this case, it was she was saying as people were asking in this live session, how do you write a good application? What works best, for to get to win the grant? And I'm someone who you'll see in these videos always supports writing applications to nonprofit centers, to grants, to get all of these awards and things that don't cost money but should get you money and also recognition. So someone asked in the live session, what's the best way to apply for the grant for the organization that you're involved in? And it was a big grant too. It was a $50,000 grant. And she said, rather than thinking about it this way, that like, what can I do to win the grant? She said, make the application, do the application if there's something in the application itself for you. So this is a really interesting idea that she explained more, but the idea is this. If you're going to do an application that you're perhaps not sure you want to waste the time on because you might not get the grant, you might not get the show, she's really saying then don't do it. But if you can find a way to do the application, because the application itself helps you think about your art, helps you think about what you want to do with your art and how you want to get it out into the world, then write the application because the application itself will be helpful. So I hope this makes sense because I thought that was such a powerful and really a kind of profound idea, which is that, when you're doing applications for a residency, for a grant award of money, for an application to get into a show, rather than thinking of it as something that's difficult to do that will take a while or you won't get anyway, think of it as an assignment that allows you to practice articulating some things about your work and what you want your work to do in the world. How many pieces of it do you want together? Do you have a message you want to give? Is there something that you want people to experience when they're in front of your work? Develop the message of your work by writing for applications, by filling out applications. That's just one idea which I really liked. Of course, if you don't want to fill out applications for grants and residencies and opportunities, of course you don't have to. Not everybody wants to do that. But I thought this was a really great way of looking at it. So instead of just thinking that it's about winning or losing, it's also about the application itself, the process of writing about your art and explaining where you want it to go in the world, how you want your message to travel. So I hope that's helpful. I thought that was really interesting and a great way to look at applications of all kinds. Of course, if you're a member of Praxis Center, we're always posting applications and deadlines, and we're there to help you work on them. Otherwise, I wish you well with your art and your studio practice.